Welcome. James Zhang here. Welcome back to Recession Proof Business Tips. We're going to be going over the skill that pays you the most in business and how to develop that. So if that sounds like something interesting to you, like this, share this, also subscribe to my YouTube for this, plus a lot of other helpful material as well. And this one is going to be essential. So no matter what business that you're in, you could be in real estate, you could be in online sales, you could be in network marketing, you could be in a bakery, whatever that it is. There is one skill in what we call the pipeline. The pipeline is a sales process. It's going from contact to customer. There's one skill that no matter what business you're in is the most essential to make the most money. And I wonder what you think. Comment below what you think that might be. But I submit to you that the number one skill is the skill of setting up an appointment. We call it an invitation. If you're a doctor, you can be the best doctor in the world. You can have the best technology in the world in your clinic. But if you don't have people walking through your door for an appointment, no money. You can have the best service in the world, transforms lives, best technology ever. But if nobody sees your service, then it doesn't matter. You're not going to make any sales. So the art of setting an appointment, the art of what we call an invitation, is the biggest skill that if you can master just one skill and have your team master one skill, will make you the most and will scale your business the most as well too. Okay. So what is that skill and how do we do it? The art of an invitation. In previous conversations, we've talked about this pipeline process. We use this analogy of dating. And in a date, good morning, in a date, you have to know them first. You have to then qualify them, right? A contact. You have to qualify, see if they're open, you're open as well too. An invite is the step where you ask them out on a date, right? You don't just skip the ask out of the date, do you? You don't just go up to somebody, hey, let's get together, right? You don't just be like, hey, you don't just drop the knee and ask, you don't just propose to them like that. That'd be kind of creepy. Ladies, I'm sure we can all agree on that. But the invitation is the art of doing a good ask out on a date. So how do you do this? And I've done this for all types of things. I've done this for network marketing businesses. I've done this for book sales. I've done this for coaching. I've done this for party planning. Like seriously, this invitation script that I'm about to give to you guys will help you in any business that you're in to get more prospects, get more people in front of your presentation so that you can actually show them what it is. There's 5 steps that I've found that can help you to achieve a good invitation. And I like this step because this will allow you to talk to anybody, no matter who they are, no matter how well you know them, in a way that's not awkward. See, our goal is that we don't want to be salesy. Our goal is we don't want to be annoying. Question: who here's ever gotten a pitch by somebody, whether you know them or you don't know them, that's really, really like you don't want to talk, you don't want to respond to it? Feels spammy, right? Comment on one if you've ever had that happen to you before. It's the number one reason why well-meaning people that are in business and in sales actually cause tension in their businesses and in their relationships because of miscommunication. It's also another reason why people in business and sales are not effective because they don't know how to communicate this correctly, right? And no one likes to be on the receiving end of this as well too. This will allow you so that people will give you a yes before you give them more information. Otherwise, it's like verbal vomit. Maybe you've had this before, maybe you've done this before, and people are like, ew, that's weird. So here's 5 steps. 5 steps to a good invitation. Number 1, I call this diffuse the bomb. Diffuse the bomb. It's weird to have a business conversation, typically. It's weird to have a sales conversation, typically. I remember when I got into sales in the very beginning, I was an awkward, shy kid. So just starting conversation was weird for me. And then I started to work up the courage to start to prospect and start to talk to my contacts. And this is what happened with me. I would start talking with someone, But because we weren't really talking about business stuff, I would try to kind of have this conversation and we back and forth, and it would be like 30 minutes. And I'd start to want to ask more questions about the life. And it almost felt like I was interrogating them. I don't know if you've ever had that before. And it kind of felt like I was trying to fish for something. And people can tell. I could tell. And I remember at the end of one of these fishing conversations, I tried to ask the question. I tried to invite them. And they said this. They said, James, so were you just trying to talk to me just so you could talk to me about this business thing? And I'm like, to be honest, yeah. So it felt icky. It felt weird. Right. So this is the way that you can overcome that. See, people like transparency, people like being upfront, and people like being straight to the point these days. So, how do you do this? Step number one, diffuse the bomb. It's only weird if you make it weird. So, tell them that this might be a weird conversation. Tell them that this is out of the blue. If you're going to have a business conversation and it's not a normal thing for you to do, I would just talk to them. Let's say I'm talking to Nancy. Like, Nancy, I know this might be super random, but I want to talk about something exciting. Right? Just call it out. Talk about the elephant in the room. It's only weird if you make it weird. This helps to make it less weird for you. This makes it less weird for them because they're like, oh, okay, cool. I get it. There's something coming now. Yeah. So, number one, diffuse the bomb. Number two, and I'll explain to you why this works really well. Number two, they're now going to think, okay, well, why are you talking to me? Right? The biggest feeling that people get is this is just a sales pitch, right? You're just trying to recruit me, sell me, whatever that it is. So when you do this invitation, be very specific on why you spoke to them. Now, you might be doing this with 100 people, but each of these, I like to make it as personal as possible. Now, personal doesn't mean that you have to do a whole interview with them and know their life story. Personal means you've at least highlighted a reason that you believe that you should talk to them about this as well too. So number one step in the 5 steps of an invitation is diffuse the bomb. Number two, why them? Find a reason why you are thinking about them. Now, this reason could be maybe you've had a previous conversation, or you've seen a social media post, or you know them for having some type of need that your business could solve. Right? Like maybe they've expressed that they needed, they're in business, and let's say they needed social media services, and they made a post, and you're like, hey, I saw your post. You mentioned that you're looking for social media services. Maybe that's what you do, right? You can use that. But most of the time, you're not going to know. So you know what I like to do? This works so well. Here's this big secret is talk to them about a positive characteristic or something about them that made you think about them in a legitimate way. So for sake of example, let's say I am selling a health and wellness product. And I don't know if they have health needs, but I do see from their social media, they eat healthy. I see from their social media, they hit the gym. I see something that's related to what it is that I want to offer. So I'm going to do number one, I'll diffuse the bomb. Hey, Nancy, I know this is really random, but I had something I want to share with you. Boom, diffused. Number two, why them? Nancy, I saw on your social media that you love to eat really healthy. So I think there's something that can help you. Okay. So number one, diffuse the bomb. Number two, why them? Number three, I want to edify. EDIFY, edify. Edify, because now the question is, what is it? Now the question is, give me some details. Now the question is, why should I listen? So edify means to talk highly about this thing, to talk highly about whatever that it is, to give it some value so they would want to know more information. Now, this is not where you present. This is not where you give all the details, the nicks and the knacks of everything that you provide. This is not when you give them a 30-minute pitch. This is when you give a couple of points that is different, that adds value, that can pique their curiosity further. What's our goal with the invitation? Have them say yes to learn more. Okay. So number three, edify. In edification, I'll explain a little bit more. Let's just use the health product example. Okay. But hey, I know this is random. I know you're someone that's health conscious. I want to share something with you because there's something that I've seen that has transformed other people's lives. They've had a lot more energy. It's all healthy. I think it might be something that could benefit you. You see how that works? So give them a couple of details that are legitimate, that bring value to what it is that you're proposing them to learn about, to edify. Okay. Number four step. I love to share why I'm excited too. This makes it even more personal. This turns this whole thing from a script to a personalized thing. 95% of this will be the same with all of your prospects, but the 5% makes all the difference. The 5% makes you not a spammer. The 5% makes you professional. Share why you're excited. Maybe a personal testimonial, right? If we're talking about this product, let's just say, for example, I've used this and it's transformed the way that I hit the gym. My recovery time is way better. Like it's been a game changer, right? Give some reason why you're excited, or maybe you can talk about the story of someone else that you saw that this could benefit your service, your product, whatever it is that you're proposing. Share why you're excited. Maybe it's something you learned about this that makes it unique. Add that little personal flair to it so people know you're another human being. Exactly. People buy from people that they like, know, and trust. So let me recap 4 of the 5 steps so far of a good invitation. Number 1, diffuse the bomb. Number 2, share why them. You thought about them. Number 3, edify. Number 4, share why you're excited. And number 5, key. Here's the big key. Here's the big thing, the money question, the money step. Ask the question. If you don't ask, you don't get. Okay, so by this time, if you don't ask a question, this is a big mistake that people in sales and business make. They don't even ask the question. They're just talking all the time, but they never ask a question to the other person to allow them to respond. So here's the phrase that you can use. Once again, this works for book sales. This works for network marketing. This works for online business. This works for affiliate marketing. This works for real estate. Here's the question. If I, would you? If I, would you? If I could share with you some more information about what this is, would you be interested? If I could link you to a call to explain more, would you be interested? If I could set you up with an appointment to learn more, would you be interested? If I put in the action step, would you be interested? You see what we didn't do. This is not if I could link you to a link to this product, would you be interested in buying? We're not having them buy anything right now. The biggest mistake that most people in business and sales make is they don't separate the invitation from the presentation. They're trying to just talk to their people and make a sale right there on the spot without adding the full value. Or they're trying to verbally vomit on people. I've done that before. And it's just out of time. It's not the right time, right? Try selling a house without bringing your prospect to at least a virtual home tour. You have to show them something. You have to give the value, but that's for a later step. The invitation is quick. The invitation allows them to accept your ask, your invitation to learn more information. And they said, yeah, I'm down. When they say yes, they're open for more, you're okay to give more. If they say no, then don't give them more. That keeps you professional. That makes it so it's not awkward. That keeps it so that they know that you actually care about them. So ask the question, if I, would you? You do these 5 steps, you're going to see how your sales will pick up naturally. You're going to see how your professionalism is a lot better. You're going to see how people actually they say yes to you a lot more. You got to master this one skill. So let me recap the 5 and then I'll end this real quick, okay? How do you invite successfully? I'll just use this example of, let's say I'm pitching a coaching service, okay? And I'll use Nancy's example again. But like, hey, Nancy, let's say this over a message, right? Hey, on the solid blue, I have an idea I think that can benefit you. Diffuse the bomb. Number 2, I'm going to talk about why them. Nancy, I know you have someone that's super ambitious. You're someone that's business minded. There's an idea I got to share. Doom, poem. I shared why them. Number 3, I'm going to edify. I'm going to talk a little bit about what this is. So I'm showing people how to 10x their business with less hustle in a very biblically sound way, right? And we're looking for just a couple people opening a coaching group. So I give a couple of details, right? So I edify. Number 4, I share why I'm excited. Nancy, it's been incredible because I know this information has transformed my life. And for the people that have helped, it's transformed theirs as well too. I think it can help you. Number 5, ask the question. If I could share with you some information about this, would you be open to it? Boom. There's the invitation. If you heard that, would you say yes? If you were looking for what it is that I provided there, right? You can do this for any line of business. You can do this for any product, any service, anything. Same type of framework. And you can do this all day in a way where it's not annoying. It's not salesy. People aren't going to feel like they're going to stop ghosting you as much. People are actually going to want to hear from you. It's professional. And if they say yes, then you move on to the next step of presentation, which we'll go over in another video. But right now, we're just dealing with the appointment setting. Now, I'll tell you this. This is a very high-paying skill. There's a person I follow on social media. His name is Richard Yu. You might follow him. You might see him on ads. He's very big in online marketing. His business is solely on what we call his appointment setting. So what he does, he's trained his entire company, his entire agency. He brings people from around the world. I'm talking about places like India, Philippines, like third world countries. Great people, but places that barely speak even English sometimes. And what he does is he trains them to do this professionally. And he has them set up these appointments so that they can have appointments set up for other coaches and consultants so that they can do the presentation. You know what's crazy? These people that he's training, he has people making like $4,000 US a month only by doing this one skill. Why? Because if you can do this skill well, this is the big block in the pipeline for most people. They don't have enough appointments being set to position and to offer whatever they have to offer. But if you had 10 times more people saying yes to take a look at your product or your service or your business, wouldn't you probably have 10 times more sales as well too? So it's important that we master this. And straight up, if a person in a third world country could learn how to do this, nothing against a third world country, but if you're not in a third world country and you have a business and you want to increase your sales, there's no reason why we can't learn this. We could all learn this. It's just it's 5 simple steps right there. When I learned this, it transformed my business and it transformed my life because it gave me confidence. It gave me a constant lead flow and it's professional. So I hope this encourages you. I'd love to hear if you tried this and if it works for you as well too. I'm telling you, they've been doing that itself for over 10 years for many different types of things. It works extremely, extremely well. Let me know in the comments if you do try that, if you get a yes for that as well too. If you're not yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe, like, and share this as well. And shout it as well. You're welcome. If you are interested in more business opportunities, I do provide training like this to our organization called the Warrior Movement. I show people how to make money in a fun, simple, professional way from their phone. And I show them how to actually do it with things like this as well too. So if you're interested in more information about that, let me know. Also in the bio or in the caption, there's a form called the Work With Me form. Fill that out. I'd love to share with you some more information. In fact, I'm about to, at the time of this recording, about to hop into a live call in an hour to go over that business as well too. But regardless, we'd love to see you on the next ones. Stick with me on these sessions and you will learn recession-proof business skills and tips. And tomorrow, we're going to hop back on and talk about presentation. So I hope that encouraged you. Hope that helped you. On that